In our never-ending search for adventure, Tanya and I are here in the Falkland Islands, and we've taken a really fun 4x4 ride out here with our driver Michael, and he's taken us out here to this shore where there is a large colony of gentoo penguins. Tanya is so excited she's gone on without me. Oh, there she is. Just a minute, Tanya. Well, I guess she's gone off to commute with the penguins. Tanya has just brought up an amazing point that these birds that we're looking at are not penguins at all, because they have wings and they seem to be flying around. They look like penguins, but they're not. Tanya, do you think we've discovered a new species here on the Falklands?
I think we have.
Could this be something that National Geographic or the Audubon Society or somebody is going to be interested in?
Yeah.
Okay, so we better publish this video as quickly as possible and let them know before these guys fly off somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Let's go look at the chicks.
Let's go look at the chicks. There must be some here. We're zooming on down here. Yep, they're flying all over the place.
Yeah. There's some chicks there.
Look, and there's some black ones down there.
The dark ones, I think, are the chicks.
Obviously, we need some ornithological advice. Like I always say, where's an ornithologist when you need one? We've spent thousands of dollars to come to this place to look at nature.
Are they down there?
What? Penguins?
Yeah.
No, I think it's more of the same.
No, I think it's their penguin.
All right, well,
let's go see.
Tanya says let's investigate. Talk about clueless explorers. Tanya says these must be rockhoppers down here. The infamous rockhopper penguins. It looks like there's about maybe 100 of them or so down there, just kind of hanging out. Well, we talked to one of the local experts here, Tanya, and we found out that these are cormorants. And there are some rockhopper penguins down here as well. Apparently the cormorants, they are here for about 5 months out of the year, and they lay their eggs. They'll have about 2 to 3 chicks per cormorant or per pair, and they raise them, and so they're getting close to getting ready to fly off on their own, these younger cormorants here, and a lot of activity. So the parents are going out fishing and coming back, and then they regurgitate lunch for the young ones, and the cycle of lunch continues. So behind me, you can see the landscape here in the Falkland Islands, and it's covered with peat. And the peat, let me show you a little bit here. The peat, this can go down to 8 to 12 feet, and what it does is it's just a continual piling on, one after another, of the grasses will grow, and then it'll get cold, and debris and other things will push it back down, and then some other things will start to grow to come back up, and then it gets pushed down again. This goes on for centuries, longer, millennium. And so what you have is these entire islands are just filled with all of this peat. So that's the Falklands.
The vast majority of what we're actually driving over now is actually varying layers of peat. So directly beneath our wheels we're looking at the top vegetation layer being around about 8 thickness meters, and then you can see in places where the ground was opened up a little bit, you can see that peat layer coming off the ground. Oh, Ross, kick out.
Remember it being this cold or windy, but I do like that here we are with not a bajillion tourists, just a few of us, a bunch of crazy gentoo penguins. And
Tanya's right. What she said. And we were here 3 years ago, but not at this exact place. But I'll tell you, it is it's quite cold and breezy. What would you say the wind chill factor temperature is, Tanya? Okay, you heard it from the horse's mouth. Let's see. I did find over here a little while ago there was, oh yes, there is a penguin. He's in his little hutch, in his nest. I'm not going to disturb him. I'm going to get a little bit closer here, and then I'm going to zoom in. Hopefully you can see his little head in there. He's just in there, or she is in there just tending to her nest. And that's where they do. They sort of burrow into these little sides of the mountain, the hill, made of peat. I'll see if I can interview Michael a little bit later, but Michael is the 6th generation of his family to be here on the Falklands. His original ancestor came here from England in, I think it was about 18 oh, I think he said about 1854, something like that. And they're sheep farmers basically, and he has about 4,500 head of sheep. He does this 4x4 tourist gig, part-time when tourists come here. He says that the biggest problem he has, or that the island has, there are about 30, I'll tell you in a second here, there are 3,700 people who live here full-time in the Falklands, plus another 1,200 military folks that are kind of rotating through. He says one of the biggest problems is they're not getting enough people who want to work. Now, this is the same refrain we hear everywhere, and he has a hard time finding sheep shearers to process the wool from his flock, and he doesn't know in the next 10 years or so how that's going to go, because everyone's having the same kind of problem. Tanya and I are coming up on the welcoming committee here on this shore. These are gentoos, and there's about 9 of them here.
They look pretty healthy, don't they?
They look very healthy, and they don't look afraid. They look like they're fairly happy to see us, don't you think, Tanya?
Oh yeah, look at one. They're waving and doing the shimmy, shimmy, shim, shim.
Yeah, they're doing their little tail wag to let us know that they're happy to see us. I don't know how they benefit at all from us being here, but anyway.
Oh, okay, they've had enough.
They've had enough. Now they're going to take a little walk.
There they go.
And there they go. And it's Seabiscuit in front. And it's Beetlebomb coming up. And on the outside, and has passed. Coming into the clubhouse turn. It's Black Wattle on the outside. Orange Beak on the inside. Oh, it's quite a race, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I don't want to get too much closer and disturb these penguins down here on the shore, but they're down here. There looks like there's some, what are those, Tanya? Are they mostly gentoos?
I think so, and there's some of those Magellanic penguins.
Magellanic penguins.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-huh.